Hello there. What if Anakin told the Jedi Council about his nightmares? Really quick guys, please check out our membership program in the description. Let's start on Coruscant. Anakin goes to bed after his first night back on Coruscant with Padme. However, he wakes up in the middle of the night following a nightmare of Padme dying in childbirth. He wakes up in hot sweats and asks himself what was that he just witnessed? Whether that could actually have been Padme dying in birth. He tells himself that this can't be happening and that he won't let this happen again. Anakin walks into their living room and puts his hands on his head, panicking. He remembers what happened to his mother all those years ago, following his nightmares of her dying. Padme joins Anakin and tells him not to worry, that it was only a bad dream. Anakin doesn't believe her. He can't take the risk. He cannot have that happening again. In the original timeline, Anakin goes solely to Yoda to seek advice about his dreams. However, in this timeline, Anakin goes to the Jedi Council for advice. Anakin waits outside the council chambers. He can sense the Masters present inside. The council invites Anakin in and he stands in front of them. They ask Anakin what's bothering him. He explains how he is having nightmares of someone close to him dying. He believes that they will come true and explains to the council the past dreams of his mother dying and which she later did. The council goes silent. They consider and think about what Anakin has said. Yoda tells Anakin that he needs to be careful when sensing the future. This could lead to emotions that lead down the dark path, including fear of loss, greed, and jealousy. He tells Anakin that he must train himself to let go of everything he fears to lose and rejoice when those around him transform into the living force. Anakin stands and lowers his head, but Mace Windu can tell that Anakin doesn't buy it. Windu asks Anakin if he thinks he can let go of his fear, but Anakin shakes his head and tells him that it's someone close to him. Mace experiences a weird sensation in the Force, like something is about to be revealed that will justify his long-term feelings towards Anakin. He continues to ask Anakin who it is. Anakin stares down Mace. He knows he is prying more than he should, but he knows that this is the only way to save Padme. Anakin tells them that it's Senator Padme Amidala, the person whom he is closest to. Kit Fisto speaks up and tells Anakin that the best way to deal with those dreams is to ignore them. If he was to focus on them, he would become obsessed with trying to stop something that he doesn't know for certain would occur. The future is malleable, he tells him. Nothing is set in stone. However, the more you focus on those dreams, the more likely they will come true. Anakin resonates with what Fisto has said. He was obsessed over his mother's dreams the first time. Maybe the best thing to do is ignore them. Ki-Adi-Mundi tells Anakin to let go, and in time, those dreams will leave him. Anakin nods and exits the Jedi Council chambers. He feels satisfied. Later that day, Palpatine meets with Anakin, and he can tell he is happier than usual. He asks Skywalker why, and he tells him the truth about his nightmares of someone close to him dying. However, the Jedi have provided a way for him to stop that from happening. Palpatine expected Anakin to be in anger and distress about his dreams. However, this isn't the case. Palpatine tells Anakin that he's happy for him, but he curses under his breath. Palpatine must change his plan. That night, Anakin goes to bed and his dreams change. Not only does Padme die in childbirth, but Mace Windu, Ki-Adi-Mundi, and Kit Fisto are standing around her, watching as she's dying. Mace has his hand out over Padme, as she continues to struggle and suffer before she dies. Anakin yells out to help her, as he wakes up again drenched in sweat with a high breathing rate. Palpatine changed Anakin's dreams to indicate that the Jedi had a role in causing her death. Anakin thinks to himself, how can he trust what the Jedi have just told him, when now they kill Padme in his dreams? Anakin doesn't trust the Jedi. Something must be done. They're trying to deceive him. They're going to kill Padme. Anakin couldn't be more wrong. Anakin visits Palpatine in his office and tells him the complete truth about the situation, about Padme, his wife in childbirth, his distrust with the Jedi Council, and how he now thinks they're going to be involved in killing her. Palpatine tells Anakin that he thinks his dreams will come true. He tells Anakin this because attachments are forbidden for Jedi, and they will try to get rid of any evidence of Anakin Skywalker, the Chosen One, the pride of the Jedi Order, having attachments. He finishes off by saying that the Jedi are relentless and will do anything to achieve their goals. This is where Palpatine makes his move. He tells Anakin that he's the only one who can help him. He tells him that through the dark side, under his tutelage, together, they can foil the Jedi's plot. Palpatine reveals himself as a Sith Lord to Anakin. Anakin is obviously surprised, but he agrees with what Palpatine has said. He will do anything to save his wife. If joining Palpatine and the dark side is the only way, then he will do what he must. After all, Palpatine has been a mentor and a friend all these years. Why wouldn't he want to help Anakin? Sidious tells Anakin that together they must wipe out the Jedi and executes Order 66 on the spot. Together the two venture to the Jedi Temple, Anakin's rage intensifying. He only gets stronger as he moves from Jedi to Jedi, stronger with each kill in the dark side. Anakin and Sidious waste no time on Jedi Knights, taking out hundreds with ease, accompanied by the clone army. Together they walk through one of the upper corridors. As they turn a corner, there stands Mace Windu and 5 other Masters. Opposite is Darth Sidious, barely visible within his cloak on, and Anakin Skywalker, cloaked down with his new yellow Sith eyes glaring at the Masters. The Sith rush towards the Jedi. Sidious exerts a Sith scream which sends chills to the core of the Jedi. He's been preparing for this. He knew he would eventually encounter multiple Masters at once. He storms in front of Anakin at tremendous velocity and pierces 2 of the Masters in an instant. Mace blocks the strike at him and the two engage. Anakin takes on the other 2 and the real fight has begun. Coleman Kajaj, one of the Jedi Anakin was fighting, falls easily. He couldn't defend the intense strength of Skywalker. Agen Kolar remains in front of Anakin. He takes a defensive stance across from Anakin, who can sense a flicker of rage in the Master. He attacks and Agen blocks, but then goes to counter as Anakin steps aside and slashes up the midline of his body, and the Master collapses to the floor. Anakin turns around to see Mace and Sidious still in combat. Mace force pushes Sidious back, who retracts his lightsaber and sends lightning at Mace. Mace blocks it with his lightsaber, but Anakin knows this is his chance. He darts at Mace. Mace turns around to see Anakin running at him. If Mace goes to block Anakin, then Sidious's lightning will hit him. He doesn't know what to do and he reacts too late. He goes to duck Anakin's strike, but he's far too fast for him. Anakin slices Mace in 2 and the Master's remains fall to the ground. Together, the Sith make their way around the temple, executing every last Jedi. In this story, Order 66 takes place only minutes before it did in the original timeline. However, because of this, Order 66 is executed mid-fight between Obi-Wan and Grievous. The clones join Grievous in fighting Obi-Wan, who cannot handle both Grievous and the clones and ends up being killed on Utapau. Darth Sidious would then contact General Grievous and send him to the Mustafar system to take out the Separatist leaders. However, have him do it as fast as possible because he has another task for him. Sidious addresses the Senate, with Anakin by his side, and then explains how the Jedi attempted to overthrow the Republic by murdering him, and only he and Anakin Skywalker, the hero of the Clone Wars and the Republic, prevented that from happening. He proclaims Jedi enemies of state, and demands they must be hunted down and defeated. He then says the war is over, with the death of the Separatist leaders under his orders, and to ensure a peaceful transition in the changing times, the Republic will be reorganized into the new Galactic Empire. After the Senate meeting, Sidious allows Anakin to go to his home and meet with Padme. She argues with him and can't believe he has joined this empire, this dictatorship. She can't believe he would go against everything she has ever believed in and fought for. She tells Anakin she needs to go and storms off. Padme is going to meet with a group of senators to discuss this new empire, but on her way, her transport is attacked by none other than General Grievous. However, all passengers and witnesses are killed by his blades. Anakin is back at Sidious's office when they hear the news that Padme's transport has been attacked. Palpatine tells Anakin that they must go immediately to check on her. They make their way to the wreckage as soon as possible to find that everyone, including Padme Amidala, had been killed by a lightsaber. Anakin gets to his knees and embraces Padme with tears rolling down his face. He lets out a scream at the top of his lungs. Sidious leans on the wreckage, playing off a fake sadness. He tells Anakin that this is all his fault. He tells him that he shouldn't have had Anakin next to him during his speech, and that this showed the Jedi that he helped stop their plan to take over, and now they've taken out their anger on the person you care about most, who you told them about only days ago. Anakin slammed his hands into the ground, making holes 10 centimeters deep. He asks himself why the Jedi would do this. They have to pay. Sidious tells Anakin that together, they will make the Jedi pay. They will destroy every last one of them and eradicate their existence from the galaxy. Sidious has won. He has Anakin completely convinced his wife was going to die in childbirth, and that the Jedi themselves murdered her. Anakin spends the next 10 years hunting down Jedi. He is ruthless and spares no life that gets in his way. His greatest achievement in this time was foiling the plans for a new Jedi Order led by Yoda himself, who was no match for the Sith Lord. He further entrenched his journey into the dark side by defeating the former apprentice of Anakin Skywalker, Ahsoka Tano, after she attempted to visit Padme's grave. He is extremely strong in the dark side. Sidious has kept a lot of his teachings to himself, but regardless, Anakin is just as strong, if not stronger, and Sidious begins to get worried about this. He doesn't know if he could kill Anakin if he needed to. Anakin has favored two dark side abilities: Deadly Sight, which causes someone to burst in flames just by staring them down with all one's hate, and the other, of course, Force Choke. He used these abilities to bring the Jedi close to extinction. Sidious can see Anakin's growth, it's exponential. He knows that he's close to completely wiping out the Jedi Order with the help of Grievous and the Inquisitors. He is fearful of what he will do after this. The only possible pathway is for him to take control of the Empire. Sidious cannot have this happen. Sidious confides this to his most trusted admiral, who has never liked Anakin, Admiral Thrawn. He confides in him because he needs his help to come up with a plan to take out Skywalker. The plan will include Grievous and the Inquisitors because ultimately their loyalty is with the Empire. The plan is centered around Padme, Anakin Skywalker's late wife. Sidious has not heard her name mentioned in the last 10 years, but he still knows the pain it causes Anakin. Sidious sends Anakin to Naboo, with the rumors of a Jedi hiding on the planet. The investigation takes him to Padme's family home, and as soon as he lays eyes upon the property, he freezes with fear, something he hasn't felt in a long time. He enters the building. No one is home. He wonders if the Amidala's still own the place. He moves from room to room. He can feel something is off. He enters Padme's old bedroom, and the walls have been converted into computer screens, and as soon as he steps in, the screens turn on and begin flashing images of Padme all around. The door closes behind Anakin, and he's surrounded by photos of his dead wife. He begins spinning in circles. He doesn't know what to do. It then flashes to a photo of the two of them together from their wedding, a photo he didn't know existed. He didn't think there were any photos of them together. He freezes in awe and drops to his knees. The chance arises. From above, drop 6 Inquisitors and General Grievous. Grievous kicks Anakin across the room, and the 6 Inquisitors use the Force to hold him in position at the back wall, although they are struggling, even with 6 of them. Through the main door walk Sidious and Thrawn. Sidious begins to laugh and tells Anakin that he's still the foolish boy he met all those years ago. He uses the Force to claim his lightsaber from Anakin's belt and continues to laugh. He reveals to Anakin his manipulation all those years ago, from him planting the dreams of Padme dying in his head and ordering Grievous to kill Padme. Anakin's eyes grow wide, shocked. Sidious thought this would cause Anakin to lose all hope and feel dead inside, but he only feels anger and hate. Sidious orders Grievous to kill him, but Anakin stares upon him with his fierce glare as his eyes burst into flames. Because of this, Grievous's strike is deflected, and he ends up chopping down one of the Inquisitors on Anakin's left. Anakin uses this moment to claim the fallen Inquisitor's lightsaber, ignite it, and chop off Grievous's head. Before the Inquisitors can ignite their lightsabers in response, he makes his way from one to the other and executes them. Before they've even hit the ground, he is standing and staring back at Sidious. He raises his left hand and chokes Thrawn so hard his head pops off. Sidious looks back in fear, but ignites his blade and rushes towards Anakin. The two engage in combat at insane speeds. However, this is not an even match. Sidious was right to fear Anakin's power. Sidious goes to strike at Anakin's leg, but Anakin, using the Force, knows that it will only just scratch the surface. So he lunges his blade directly at Sidious coming at him and pierces his chest, ending the Sith Lord. Anakin leaves Padme's home, limping with his injured leg. He'd been lied to for the last 10 years. The Jedi weren't at fault. He was. His reason for turning to the dark side is all a lie. He needs someone to show him the way. He knows there is only one place for him to go, Padme's tomb. As he approaches her tomb, he can almost feel the warmth, as if she was still alive. He places one hand on the tomb, and he instantly feels the loving warmth that she gave him all those years ago. Anakin's emotions change, from anger and hate to love and happiness in an instant. This is what he needed, Padme's guidance. Across the other side of the room, Qui-Gon's Force Ghost appears and tells Anakin that he's journeyed back to the light side of the Force, and now his true purpose can begin. Anakin leaves and enters his one-man cruiser, a broken man wandering a broken empire. His journey is only just beginning. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to check out our membership program in the description below, and leave a like and comment.